A very good morning, viewers. It's 10 a.m. and you're watching Republic TV. I'm Deepak Suresh Kumar, and our top focus will be on the stampede horror that was witnessed outside the M. Chinnaswamy Stadium in Bengaluru. And right now, what we understand is that a complaint has been filed against the Karnataka State Cricket Association CEO. And the complaint has been filed by Aam Aadmi Party lawyer Lokhit. He has demanded accountability and action to be taken against Karnataka State Cricket Association, alleging blatant negligence by the Cricket Board of Karnataka. He has written to the police commissioner seeking registration of an FIR against KSCA and the CEO. The complainant alleges that the KSCA's negligence led to the tragedy outside the stadium and celebrations turned into chaos on that Cubbon Road stretch during RCB's IPL victory parade. A massive crowd, poor crowd control and panic led to deadly stampede. At least 11 people lost their lives and 47 are injured. The Karnataka government has issued a compensation for the victims' families. But the bigger question is, who is accountable? Who are the perpetrators behind this entire tragedy? A probe has been ordered in the case, and this particular panel that has been formed to probe the stampede will be submitting a report in the next 15 days to the Chief Minister. There you can see these are the pictures from outside the M. Chinnaswamy Stadium. RCB fans fall on top of each other. You can also see how one fan is trying to climb over another fan just to get an entry into the stadium where the celebrations were happening. And some of the fans, like you can see on your screens, they also escaped the jaws of death, and they were still unconscious because of the kind of crowd that was witnessed. We also have Mr. Sanjay M. Desai, the former president of KSCA, joining us live on this broadcast. A very good morning to you, Mr. Desai. Firstly, your first thoughts on these incidents that were reported outside the M. Chinnaswamy Stadium. How do you respond, sir?
First of all, good morning to everybody. My sincere condolences to the people who have lost their dear ones. It's a very unfortunate incident. But my only wish and desire is this thing cannot repeat again. So a lot of soul searching has to be done. And for me, the most important question is, what was the hurry and what was the reason why this event had to take place in that urgency? In the morning, I got a message that there is a function. Afternoon, I got another message stating that the police is not ready to provide the security. And then the event goes on. Who's responsible? Why did this happen? Who gave the permissions?
Sir, as the former KSCA president... Yes, sir, please go on. Sorry to interrupt you.
So these questions have to be answered. The usual way here is, there's no responsibility. Everybody crocodile tears, forget about the whole thing, brush it under the carpet. That's the way the things go on. But I think a final answer definitely has to come out. Secondly, as most stadiums and most events that take place all over, first thing is, at that VIP area where all this took place, vehicles cannot be allowed to enter that road itself. People will have to walk and come. If you allow vehicles have no footpaths that are walkable, a disaster is bound to happen. It was round the corner, it just happened. So these things have to be attended with the utmost urgency. And I hope everybody wakes up and sees that this doesn't this does not happen again.
Sir, also you were speaking about a second message that you received in the afternoon about police, denying security. If you could tell us what exactly that message was.
I have it. I think I have it on my phone. I'll try to this thing.
Yes, sir.
See, they said that the police did not have the arrangements where the police did not have enough of the force. And then the statements I kept reading and hearing that we never expected this crowd. It's all bullshit. At 2 o'clock, as soon as RCB's victory took place the previous night, Bangalore had gone berserk. So he knew something, the event is going to be big, we'll have a lot of crowd. So you just can't pressure that we didn't expect. No. I think it's a very, very poor excuse.
Sir, if you could read out that message from your phone, sir, exactly what was that message that you received?
I'll just check one sec.
Yes, sir. Well, let me summarize what Mr. Desai has said, viewers. Even as Mr. Desai now is trying to read out that message for us, let me tell you, this is a big breaking news update that we have, that the Karnataka police had refused to provide security. This was sent also to all the members of the KSCA in the afternoon. Like Mr. Desai was saying, he will read out that message for us in just a few moments from now. But what we need to understand here is that this is a big failure on the part of the police. Blatant negligence now coming to light because the police, which was informed in advance about these celebrations, had refused to provide any sort of security as claimed by the former KSCA president. Mr. Desai, if you could read out that message for our viewers.
I'm not been able to find it.
All right, sir.
And one more, this whole thing has even been covered in the papers.
That's right.
Right, that suddenly some political interference took place and the permission was granted.
Okay.
See, the point is, this is a bad incident, and we have to wake up and see that the fans, the spectators, everybody are protected and this doesn't happen again.
Sir, as a former KSCA president, sir, if this had happened in your tenure, where a stampede is taking place inside, would you allow celebrations inside the stadium, sir?
See, the question is whether first thing is you all have to please understand the IPL rules.
Mm-hmm.
See, the matches are conducted by the franchisees. The stadium is given to the franchisees, and the receipts and the conduct of the match is the responsibility of the franchisee. It's a very clear this thing. Now the question is to have a cordial this thing that the spectators do not get affected. The association and franchisees try to work together to see that the match is conducted properly. If I was the president,
mm-hmm.
without a proper police bandobast, I definitely would have not allowed the function to take place.
Sir, and also, sir, should there be legal action against RCB owners as well?
100%. It's not just them. It's not just the franchisee. It's not just who gave the permission. See, every political person cannot be insulated out of what happens. Heads have to roll.
Heads definitely have to roll, sir. And the police role, like you mentioned, is very, very important, especially in times like these, to ensure that, proper zones are demarcated. But as far as the stadium's role is concerned, sir, what are the measures that the stadium should, put in place? Because there's a complaint that has been filed against the KSCA CEO.
See, the first thing is, as far as I Personally, this is my personal opinion.
Okay.
No vehicle from Main Square should even be able to give an entry into this stadium. It has to be stopped there. People have to walk from there. Unless this happens, you see what happens is our footpaths are inadequate. Vehicles are passing, spectators are walking on a narrow road. It's not possible. A mishap will always take place. You cannot allow VIP cars, you cannot allow selected cars to keep coming in a narrow straight of road. Second thing is, when you go in, when you have the topography of the stadium, the people who are allowed to stand there should have never been allowed to be standing there. It's a very narrow strip.
That's right. And the stadium's capacity was also, it passed the stadium's capacity, sir. The number of people who had arrived there and the stadium's capacity. If you could tell us what is the capacity of the M. Chinnaswamy Stadium, and looking at how many people had turned up yesterday, sources have told us at least around 50 to 60,000 people had descended on the road, sir.
The question is the incident has not happened in the stadium. It's outside the stadium.
That's right.
Right? It's on the road. It's at the entry, the road entry and the main gate. Right? Now the question is, that particular thing with so much vehicles moving around is not possible to control. Vehicles should have been stopped right outside, and people, if they had walked, there would have been some space. And I think a total remodeling and better handling has to be done in future. This is the wake-up call. But it's a very high cost, which is the sad part of it.
That's right, sir. And also we have accessed a letter, Mr. Desai, and the letter shows the government had prior information about the felicitation. Let me read out what the contents of the letter is. It says that with reference to the above mentioned subject, I have directed to seek your opinion regarding the request made by the Karnataka State Cricket Association in the letter dated 3/6/2025, and the request is for permission to organize a felicitation event for the Royal Challengers Bengaluru team in front of the Vidhana Soudha on the morning following their victory in the IPL 2025 final. So when a request was already made, and when the government already knew about the kind of crowd and the kind of celebrations that would take place, it was their basic responsibility to ensure security. But they didn't do that, and right now what they're saying is that it is the fans who are to be blamed.
No. Always the government is never to be blamed, no. Everybody, they want power, no responsibility. No, it doesn't work. Heads have to roll because enough is enough. Too many we have lost 11 people here.
Correct.
So many, the tragedy is so, it hurts. It's very saddening.
That's right, sir. 11 innocent lives have been lost. And prima facie, according to you, sir, as per your opinion, who are the ones who need to be held accountable, irrespective of their stature and their political affiliations? If you could tell us.
Who gave the permission first?
Okay.
First, the permission was not granted. Then suddenly the permission was granted. Then second thing is, in future, what steps and what procedures are to be put in place for conduct of matches and conduct of things will have to be put in place. You see, whenever an incident takes place, we think about it and then happily forget about it. It's a very sad thing.
That's right. People's memory is short, sir, but this incident will forever remain in their memories because it happened on a day when the entire, state of Karnataka as well as people of Bengaluru were waiting for this occasion. But unfortunately, because of the negligence and the apathy of the state government, as well as the organizers, we have seen 11 people losing their lives. Sir, as far as the organizers' role is concerned, what is the protocol that they have to follow when they, approach a particular stadium to hold their celebration events?
See, the question is, this is the first time they won.
That's right.
So there's no protocol for that. Earlier, it had never happened. But without proper police protection, keeping in mind the celebrations that took place after the victory, the crowd was expected.
That's right.
Right? So you cannot just say that it was unexpected, so many people landed up and all that. As it is, your crowd, your capacity is about 35,000, 32,000. So to have double that capacity is, it was a foregone thing. It would happen. So this thing cannot be, this excuse is not valid.
Sir, and the match got over at around 11:30, the day of the finals. What was the need for them to celebrate immediately the very next day? They could have taken, a buffer time of 24 hours to ensure adequate security deployment. The organizers also could have made some arrangements in tandem with the state government. But instead, what we see is that at around midnight, they finished their match, and then the celebrations continued for the next couple of hours. And the very next morning, they were in Bengaluru, and consequently, they celebrated. They carried out their celebrations as well. And this, even as the stampede was happening outside the stadium, do you think that the organizers could have probably delayed it by a day or so?
Oh yes. You see, the question is, whenever you have a IPL or any match. We approach the police department 3-4 days in advance. They know about the schedule. We go and talk to the police department saying that this match has been allotted, so we will require all this facilities and protection. So, as it is, we give them a prior notice. Without the prior notice, you just announce, celebrate the next day, and taking it for granted, the police will give you the protection. Whether they were ready or not ready, nobody even asked them. Is it not do not the franchisees know? Of course they know.
And they have a rich fan base, sir. If the Karnataka police had also denied them, in providing the security, they could have approached a private security agency.
There's no time, son. There's no time. How will you do it? It is just, you just thought about it without consequence, and 11 lives have been lost due to that negligence.
That's right. And the advisory they put out also was at around 10 o'clock in the night. That is around 12 hours from now. They put out an advisory saying that we urge fans to remain safe. But when, the tragedy was, unfolding right outside the stadium, there was no word from RCB, from the players, from the organizers, nothing of that sort. But after the damage was done, after 11 lives were snuffed out of this, out of them, that is when RCB comes forward hours later at around 10 p.m. in the night, issue a statement, just a templated response that we usually witness whenever incidents like these happen. And the organizers have not even taken responsibility for it. What is the kind of scrutiny that the KSCA will go under now, sir? And also, what is the kind of heat the organizers will face?
No, justice has to be delivered. You just, question is no blaming. There has to be a system, or there is see, the lives cannot come back. But then, in future, a lot of things have been put in place that it doesn't reoccur again. See, important thing is we have to look forward too.